Good morning.
Good morning,
Hi.
Raj.
Hi, Roxana. How do
Hi.
we imagine new and interesting ways of being with one another to support each other through an increasingly volatile world? I'm convinced that it is amongst those at the periphery of society, the other, amongst migrants, particularly amongst migrant artist collectives, that I will find interesting models of support. This morning, I'm reaching out to Roxana Manouchehri, a member of the Migrant Artists Collective, Art Nomads in Ireland, for a short recorded conversation about my current research on ideas about the exercise of support. Hi, Roxana. Let's start off by saying, let me ask you this. Tell us a little bit about you, Roxana.
Honestly, I prefer to talk about myself as an immigrant rather than the artist because Google search is there. So I don't want to say I have this degree and blah, blah. So in 2006, I applied for an artist residency in South Korea named Changdong. And it was for 6 months. So I went to South Korea, and after that, my life changed completely. So yeah, I was in that residency. I started to teach in the university. And then in 2009, with my Irish husband at that time, I moved to Ireland. And since then, I'm in Dublin, and I have a studio. I moved studio a lot, but I always had a studio, and I started to work with Chester Beatty Collection and Library as a facilitator. And yeah, I'm quite active. I have exhibitions all over in London, New York, here in Ireland. I teach, and yeah, that's it. If I need to add anything else, you let me know.
Where are you from originally, Roxana?
I was born and raised in Tehran, the capital of Iran, and I studied there. And I remember Iran-Iraq war. I don't want to mention my age, but yeah, I was a child, but I remember the war. And yeah, so I'm from Iran.
God, yeah, okay. Right, so Roxana, you belong to an art collective called the Art Nomads, which is, I'm a member of that collective too. Tell us about your history with Art Nomads. How do you came to be involved with it?
That's a very interesting question because I was not sure in the beginning. I knew Lara through one workshop I had in Trinity College maybe a few years ago, 4 years ago, and she was my assistant actually. I didn't know her, but she came to help me through somebody who organized the workshop. And so then I find out Lara is my neighbor, studio neighbor. Like my studio is in Mountain Square. Lara Pittman was beside me, and one day we just bumped into each other, and she said, listen, do you want to be a part of a show in Pittsburgh? I remember that was our first show. And I had to think for 2 or 3 weeks to say yes or no, because I was not sure. I was thinking, oh my God, should I do it? I don't know these people. I don't know if they're good enough, you know, what was in my head in the beginning. And which is very interesting. Now I totally changed what is good. But at that time I was thinking, should I do it or not? I'm changing. Even the way I think about art, the way I think about asylum seekers. I never had this chance to be friend with like somebody who, for some reasons, political or whatever, they left their country. So it really helps me. My research has changed, my point of view changed through these people. And when it comes to artwork, like technique and everything. I changed a lot. Like I started to do things rather than just painting in my studio, like sitting down, paint for myself, waiting for a gallery to show my work, waiting to be like sold. It's not like that anymore. And I think that's a huge like accomplishment, like
shift.
And then for shift. And then for society, I think it's very important. We are still working on, we are on the process. We didn't do our film or whatever we are working on. But now many people in art world in Ireland, they know us. They know they are a group of artists. They're working together and they have one aim. They have maybe they're same-minded people when it comes to political views, or it's very, very important. I'm very happy, like I had this chance to like get involved with this collective.
We meet often these days, primarily on Zoom, but we've been together now for several years, right? So I see us as migrants who are working together towards change, because I think the collective itself is an important machine for change, trying to make people think differently about migrants and migrant art and migrant culture, migrant artists. And so we are all together working towards change. We are cooperating and supporting each other, which is what is of most important to me, in this research. And that we are undertaking the task of altering the order of things, often through the way we are working together, often through what I call intimate associations, through small-scale closeness. How do you think, and over the last 2 years that we've been working together, your relationship with the other members of the group, how do you think we work together? What is different about the way Art Nomads collaborates, about this migrant collective?
So it's very interesting. Like when we started to work on a project seriously, this pandemic happened and everything was on Zoom. So many of us didn't have a chance to meet really in person. That kind of friendship happens between the artists. They work together. It was different among us. And so I look at it as a positive thing, because we had plenty of time to think ourselves, like, what am I doing here? What are we going to do? So a kind of fear and at the same time attraction of wanted to do something. I wanted to do something, but I was not sure what. And actually this process, the organic process of shaping, I think it was very, very interesting and strong. And I think it's amazing, like how we wait for each other. Like imagine we are walking together, somebody's slow, somebody's very fast. So at the end, we all meet at that point. And that's the beauty of this collective and collaboration.
I have to admit that I found it difficult myself at the beginning, but I came to recognize the beauty of the meander, and the way we all kind of stopped and gave each other time and space to unfold, involve them, to tell their story. So, but thank you for that, Roxana. I really appreciate you taking the time